Hey, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Michigan Pathways. This is your host, John, and it is a Wednesday, and yes, I am hoarse. We have all been coming down with this cold and flu and whatever else is kind of going on about there. So I don't blame you if you don't stick around because you just don't want to hear my raspy voice. But I have a commitment to myself and the listeners who do want to come on here and listen. So I'll try to make this brief as much as I can. So we kind of want to recap the weather situation. Holy cow. Not just, for backpacking and hiking and outdoors. We want to make sure that we have what we need in our cars. We hear it every year. Every year we turn around, there's always some kind of safety thing. We need this, we need this. That's an indication, folks. And as we see winters like this, the amount of accidents and pileups and times where you're going to be there for a while, you might want to start having and thinking about something. A simple, 20, 30 liter go bag that has, some essentials in it, stuff that you need, stuff that, will help you get through situations like this. And I tell you what, I will definitely have in my bag this time around is hand warmers. There's all kinds of different ones. There's rechargeable ones, but there's nothing simpler than just the dollar go charcoal bags where you just kind of shake it up, activate it, and bam, you got heat. I still thank Ron Mills all the time for giving me one of those on our last trip. It was a little cold. It was cold that night, but once I got into my bag, I had that. I laid it up in between my knees there and between my thighs, and man, I was warm all night long. That was just for one, folks. So think about adding hand warmers, making sure we have extra gloves and hats. I know we got one, but you just kind of never know. I always have duplicates of everything, and it seems kind of redundant to do that. And the other thing is also during this time period, the cold flu season, is I just got elderberry zinc tablets. They're really great for this time period. So when you feel something coming on, start hitting those tablets. You can eat them like every hour or something like that. It's not going to hurt you. So have those in stock. Have the things and the essential things that you need to make sure you're okay while you're out and about on the road. Because if something does happen, you want to make sure you've got it. Also, to round out this series on first aid, a lot of great response, a lot of great feedback from everybody. I appreciate it. So, as we recap, go find a place or find somewhere local close to you. First aid classes, hands-on, folks. Computers are one thing, they're great, but you want to make sure you're doing them right, especially if you're doing them compressions right. Make sure you're doing deep compressions. You're hitting those beats every single time. Making sure that when to check for pulse. I'm old school. I'm ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation. We're checking those, making sure that, we're not doing harm to the patient and harm to ourselves. So universal precautions. Always make sure you've got some kind of small bag with surgical gloves in them. Make sure they're readily available for yourself or somebody else, that may be helping out with a situation. Knowing how to identify whether a wound needs serious treatment or it just needs a basic Band-Aid and, we can get going. But treat every cut, laceration, abrasion, bruising with, caution. Is this going to get worse later on? Make sure we're treating it first and not having to deal with it, so on and so forth. We may have to revisit cuts. This is the other thing with first aid while we're on a trail for a long, prolonged period, is making sure the cut doesn't get infected. Are the bandages staying in place? Do I need to add a little bit more to, the situation? So that's always something that you have to worry about. Um, with that said, I'm being, kind of short today. I do apologize, but I want to recap. And next week we'll start kind of talking about February. Yeah, I know it's what talking about February already, John. Why are we talking about February? Well, because we'll continue on with the 10 essentials. I may break it up. Not really sure yet. So I'll pick from the 10 essentials, and then we'll cover something else completely different. And hopefully you guys can benefit from this. I like hearing back from you. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys on the trail. You guys take care.